We are excited to be back once again, where we discuss topics beyond being award-winning educators from the perspectives of friends, mothers and wives, citizens, and health-conscious women.
That's right, Sharifa. Our impact goes far beyond the walls of the school. Follow us through our life's experiences as we create our own narratives.
We cannot wait to get started. So let's go.
And we're back. So,
It couldn't be life without your squeaky back.
I don't know why I can't even get it right. It still sounds crazy. So, I love how we redid our ending and it still is all squeaky. So, oh, audience, you must love us to keep coming back every single time every single time. Thank you so much. So this is our 2-year anniversary.
Do you know what to say?
It's our anniversary.
Like that, girl. That was real, Lauren.
That was great, Kisha. Good job.
No way, Jose.
Beat it.
You
Beat it.
You didn't want us to go on YouTube with it, so now I can be whoever I want to be.
If you want to be somebody.
So our game got a little bit of comments, and I think it was pretty funny. And I enjoy playing it. Do you want to play? It's called Complete Your Sentences. Never mind. I'm not ready for it today. But we did get a little feedback. Someone did say, like, maybe it's not always in a negative light that someone's trying to complete your sentences. Maybe it's just that they are letting you know that they're hearing you.
And I really appreciate that perspective because I was not even on that level when we first started this discussion.
Right.
And so I do value that feedback because it definitely will allow me to look at the person differently in the future.
Yeah, and it depends because and I respond. I said there are some bulldozers who really just want to always talk and always be heard, but there also is that sweet person that you don't, and maybe it is you who we're talking about. So I understand that that's what you're doing, and you probably are highly skilled at it because it's really.
Can we practice what that person would sound like if they were
trying to complete each other's sentences.
Like, would it be that way?
I feel like we should push record because your face looks so funny when you're trying to jump in. It's so hard. It's like double dutch. So
no, this is nobody's business right now.
Okay. So, we are still in February, and I am on February. It's called winter break, in which I get a full week.
We don't have one of those.
You have President's break, right?
Right, President's Day.
So can we talk about how people kept celebrating Obama on President's Day?
Right, and that's really funny because you think at some point people are just going to get over it. Like, they're just going to be like, okay, we just won't celebrate anyone, but
girl,
keep doing the throwbacks. And what's interesting to me and my little, diversity and acceptance and inclusion mind is the fact that it's several races of people who are doing it. So it's not just an African American thing. It's a lot of different people actually who shouted the Obamas out on President Day. It was pretty cool.
And I felt very like my mother-in-law celebrated their 45th anniversary. And I was like, 45, that's the worst number ever. Like now 45 means something totally different to me than it used to. Like,
So it has changed the entire definition. That is crazy. I have
Right.
not thought about that, but yes.
I was like, why is she posting about 45? And then I was like, oh, it's their 45th anniversary. Bless them.
I need you not to get worked up and let them celebrate this success in their marriage, please.
Yes, amen. 45 years is a long time to be married. Thank goodness for marriages and people staying together in our retreat. I mean, they've never been on our retreat, but we're trying to follow in the footsteps. My parents have 40, I think they have 45 also this year.
They have 47.
So we're just trying to, keep that going.
Yes. We are trying. I mean, even though, my parents told me that they didn't need small groups and retreats, they just got down on their knees and
shut your mouth. So that was their secret sauce?
The new age generation, we need some people present. And we definitely pray too. But just having someone to look at and say, hey, we're doing this thing together.
I think that goes in line with like the whole how our moms always are like, I didn't get to go out and date my husband. I brought my kids everywhere I went when I was raising kids. If I had to go to the beauty salon, guess who was on my lap? This is a combination between my mom and Val's mom.
We were on your lap, but you wish that you would have had that time alone.
Right. Or I didn't work when I had kids. Who works with kids? Like, they just were hardcore. And I'm admitting right now, I'm waving the white flag. I cannot be who you were because y'all did that thing. Like,
I did that.
And I'm a different, delicate flower, and I need my people with me. I need my help. I need my bath bombs. I need my wine.
Village.
I
alone.
My village. I need my date nights. I need all of that. Okay, thanks.
These wives need it these days, boy.
Hey, it's rough out here. It is rough out here trying to do everything. I don't see how people do it. I just don't.
I mean, to take a word out of the book of Tanika, we don't have to do everything. And all of us out here trying to act like life is great because we do every single thing. We are delicate flowers, and we should be able to say, hey, you know what? I don't want to run the whole house. I don't want to go run everything at work, too. I want to be able to go in and out. If I want to be a career woman, I want to do that. But that doesn't mean I want everything on my shoulders at the house, too. It's all balance at the end of the day. I mean, that's with everything. That's with eating. That's with trying to be superwoman. That's with trying to be, the best wife. Like,
yep.
All balance.
And I had to show that I was a delicate flower because I went skydiving. And did you like that segue?
You definitely took care of yourself through losing control.
Girl. So
you're a control freak.
I am not a control freak. I have been released from that, most of it.
At least you were able to say most of it.
So could you imagine me with all the control?
I don't want to. But you do like to have a certain
structure. Yep.
So for you to have, and it's okay. So this is very similar to my learning to swim experience.
No.
So I know maybe swimming was a part of your life and your lifestyle, your family lifestyle was not a part of mine. So when I went to finally learn how to swim as an adult just 3-4 years ago, the biggest problem was that I couldn't let go of control. Like, I wanted to control the water, but that's not how it works. So, that was it turned out being like therapy.
Oh, wow.
My swim lessons ended up being like therapy because I, too, like to have a certain level of control.
So my level, I was talking to a random man on the airplane because I do stuff like that. Dang it. When I should be sleeping, but I don't. And he has like adult ADHD, and he was talking about like how people who, and I've never been diagnosed, but I'm starting to figure out probably so. But the thing is like if you have so much going on, you need to have control over certain things. And so for me, like I know if I didn't have bullets, it would not get done because I would be all over the place. So it's like for me, it turned into like a coping strategy in order for me to get actual work done. Otherwise, I would never get anything done. It would just be whatever it is. So
Why didn't you tell me this 2 years ago?
So I learned early on, like I remember clearly, like middle school, having my calendar and writing things in, like and making sure because that was like my Bible. Like I had to have it, otherwise I would not. I can remember stuff, but as far as like checking things off and making sure that things are getting done, nope. So that, with that being said, if you look at my computer and how many tabs are open, that lets you know what kind of ADD I have. Bad.
Me too, though. Like I have the same amount of tabs.
I thought we weren't doing Me Too in 2019, though.
Not the other one.
All of them. We do it. I thought we got rid of all of them.
Oh, I misunderstood that part. So tell us about this skydiving, girl. When your ADHD got to just be let go, honey.
It was great. I was so hype.
So surprised about, like, what were you expecting versus what you experienced, or were they parallel?
I thought that I was gonna jump out and it would be like on a roller coaster when you go down and your stomach drops and all that. And none of that happened.
Oh,
because you're not falling. Like the air is pushing you up, so you're not really like diving down. Like it's not. You don't get that feeling at all. There's like the wind is pushing up. It's like pushing you up, and so as long as you have your arms out, your legs right, you're not falling at all. Like you're just kind of floating.
wow.
Yeah, because I was waiting for the and then you just are going down, 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 and that never happened.
Really?
Nope.
So you felt like you were just floating on water?
It was cold. The air was cold that was pushing up, and I felt like I wanted to scream, but not because the man told me beforehand. He was like, if you feel like you get out of breath, just scream to fill your lungs back up. So my mouth was open at all that was going on, but there wasn't that like there was really no need for me to scream because I would scream on a roller coaster that was going down. Like, oh no, my mouth was just open, and I was just like, oh. And then the other thing was, so the photographer was funny, all in my face. When they pulled the parachute, there was a big jerk. Like, you know how Baby Bjorn? That's how I was on top of the man that was standing with me. So literally he pulled it and it was a big jerk. And I was like, oh gosh, that hurts. Like my shoulders and my crotch area where I was tied in like a baby. It jerked so hard. But I was like, that's good. That's good. I don't want it loose. I don't need it loose. So he's like, let me loosen up these straps. I was like, well, we could keep it tight, even though it hurt. I was like, I'd rather be tight. But the view was beautiful. And then he let us steer, bring it around in a circle. Amy was landing so I could see her land. And then he was like, well, let's take another tour around before they land and get off. And then come time to land, he was like, throw your legs up in the air. And so I did real hard, like I thought. And I think I landed on my tailbone. And
you landed on your bottom?
On my bottom. Like I was looking for the dirt on the back of my pants. And Alicia had it on the back, like near her back. And Amy did too. But mine was like underneath, like, like, I don't know. It was deep down, like on my bottom of my butt. not on the back side. So I don't know what happened.
Oh, I think I'm so okay. This might be crazy. I don't know how I imagine people landing. So not on your feet.
Nope. Not like this with your feet like this. They want your feet to be out like that. And then you just slide in. Like,
Oh gosh.
and it was hard. He was like, let's practice with your feet up. So I was trying to raise them up and I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do this because this don't even seem right. Like, how high? So I think when he was like, all right, put your feet up, I just tried to throw them up as high as I could. And then.
Well, I ended up on the bottom of your butt.
Right. Because then the way I landed.
For thigh?
No, it was like butt. Like. It was like, you know, the seam in your pants. That's your crotch, right? It was like behind that, like just behind that. Like I've never even seen that place. So I was walking around because they were like, "Oh, my butt's so dirty." I was walking around like, "Mine not."
Was anyone else sore?
Everyone was sore. Everyone, like the place where it pulled. Yes, there was soreness there. But no one else's butt is still sore. So, yeah, I think, and I Googled it, you know.
Is your height different?
And that man was small. Okay, they should have gotten me a very tall skydiver. I don't know why. They had taller ones than I did. This man was small, like a spider monkey. Like he was so little. But that's neither here nor there. He did his job. Apparently my legs I didn't do what I was supposed to do once we got out the plane. Oh, get this. You don't jump out the plane. You literally swing your legs out. And at that moment, I was like, okay, this is real. Because I just thought, you know, he would just push me from behind and I would jump out or something. So I'm sitting on the edge of the plane with my legs out and you can see everything.
Like dangling.
Yep. So you have to voluntarily put your legs outside of the plane. Like,
girl, my legs just turned into jello. Just at the, like, out of all the other things you have described.
Yeah.
One thing, sitting on the edge, dangling your legs.
That was
messed up my whole life.
That was the moment where I was like, oh shoot, I'm about to do this. And it's like, who knows where we're about to land? Like all those things in my mind were going through. And then he leans forward. So you're just sitting there basically like a little baby Bjorn on front of him with your legs out. And then he just leans forward and loops you go out. And the photographer is on the wing of the plane. So he's already outside, sitting on the wing of the plane. But I would do it again.
I can see that. I did not get the impression in the way that you were recounting this situation that you would hesitate to do it again.
No, I would do it again.
No, when I'm ready.
Funny thing is, world famous, who is notoriously scared of heights, he likes to brag about it all the time, was like, I'll do it. I said, oh, you will. Oh, you will. I've been wanting to do that.
Why do they do this?
I was looking like, but you don't even like the airport. Like, why?
I mean, I haven't been able to live down the fact that I did whitewater rafting without that doctor. I think they just like to talk. Like
they want to experience the experience. It's a lot. That's a bucket list thing. Like it is a big deal, but he knew when I bought the Groupon that it was going down.
Should we speak about how you didn't invite me?
I feel like you would not want to do that. I definitely did not put you in the category as doing that. Definitely.
Well, maybe you don't know me.
Shut up.
A lot of people in my circle have done it and haven't invited me. So
because they all probably feel like you're not going to do it.
You don't make decisions for me, though.
True. That's true.
Let me say no.
That's true. That's true.
Next time, I better have an invitation or I'm going to start bullying your other friends.
Oh my God. So look at you. Segue. Look at you. So yes, we did. And this has been like a real battle, a conversation. There's team no new friends and there's team friends. So the Shade Room, your favorite site.
Mom, just introduced me to what that is like 2 weeks ago.
So the Shade Room decided it wanted to be petty, and it's a little girl's face, and she's talking about I can't make new friends because my old friends will bully them. And
In your opinion, that's not a real thing.
I think it is a real thing. I think that it is. I think that it is a real thing amongst not true friends.
So let's define bullying, though, because as an administrator and you as an educator,
Mm-hmm. Oh.
we know that we have a wide range of bullying. And what that is. So it could be, if we're talking about ostracizing or ignoring, I can say that I've been a victim of that.
A victim?
Victim.
Mm.
There was a friend in the circle of friends who said that they were team no new friends.
Oh.
This individual, every time I was around, it was like you reintroduced us over and over and over.
Oh, I remember that.
I'm like, I already met her, Sharifa.
Oh, you're right.
Not necessary. But I was shaded so hard. But luckily, I was already friends with the person she was the closest with since I was like 17.
Mm.
That didn't affect me. It just made it very awkward. So, and I know that our mutual friend did not. She's just not even type to even buy into that, you know?
Right.
But I think that some women, adult women, I don't know that they will bully, but it just depends on your definition of bullying. If we're talking about punching them in the restroom, I don't think any, or shoving somebody in a trash can. I don't think any grown women out there doing that. But
well,
talking about rolling your eyes and being rude, I'm sure some petty adults
or being like, "Why is she here?" Them kind of comments. So we have a friend who has joined our Vibe Tribe from across the school. She is in the English department.
Oh, all right, English.
So she has migrated on over because of SGA. So we're all SGA sponsors, and so is she. And she's come to figure out that she really likes our vibe more than her own department. So we were all like, what's she doing here or whatever? But she's been at the school forever. So we were cool with her, but it was like, oh, now she's coming to the games or whatever. So we had a little winter shindig and we fake hazed her. We were like, all right, because she's an AKA too. So I was like, all right, you get down and you prove that you're loyal to us. Like, it was a joke, but I could see how it would have been if we all didn't like her. It probably would have been a thing. Like, oh, is she coming or, whatever. But that's because it was such a close-knit group and it really didn't fit. Like, it's not like she was in our collab team or that she knew anything about, what we do on a day-to-day. But because she was just involved in the school culture with us, it was cool. So
your friends let her in. That's good. At first, I bet they really didn't want her at first, though.
No, it was just a surprise. It was like, hey, where did you come from? Yeah, where did you come from? And we had planning together. She would just be popping up, and we're like, how did you walk all the way over here from? Because it's afar. Like, our buildings are separate, totally separate. So I'm like, hey, girl, can we entertain you? Like, what?
Get these steps in today, girl.
Right. And then we come to find out that like she really was our friend and that's cool. I love her. Hey Shaw, I actually posted her door on our Instagram page. She had the black authors rock with the red lips. It was super cute. She had all
it was very pretty, and she had like the pictures of the authors
mm-hmm.
on the face or something like that.
For the clothes, I think it was. And then the face had some sunglasses and a head wrap. It was really cute.
It was. I'm sorry that out of the flooding of my timeline of beautiful doors, I have gotten these. Apparently, I have combined two other doors as I was thinking it was hers. But
We've been very particular about the doors we post on our Instagram, though. Like,
yeah.
everybody don't get a post.
No, I was talking about with all the timelines.
Everybody's sharing them, and yeah,
Not just our Instagram, my other pages.
Yeah, I mean, and are the people tagging you on them?
Face is frozen, girl. I don't know what happened to you. I thought you already had an attitude.
What we do need to talk about, though, is the fact that we have seen plenty of, Black magic, not Black magic, Black history magic, 365 Black history going on. But I'm not seeing it a lot from like teachers who aren't Black. Like, I follow the follow teacher and the teachers of Instagram on Instagram, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of Black History Month stuff. I'm seeing a lot of Valentines. I'm seeing a lot of President's Day.
Well, I think I was looking, so, I do a little newsletter and we do some looking ahead for the next month, so I can go ahead and say what upcoming events are approaching. And so I noticed in even getting that little get ready newsletter that Kindness Week is in February. Now, can that be married beautifully to Black History Month? If it's done right, that could absolutely be married beautifully to Black History Month.
But if
you wanted to infuse it, I think you could.
I think that
I was intentional with it.
I think that it would be Black History Light, or it would just change what the purpose of Black History Month is, to infuse it with kindness. Because I feel like recognize what it is first, and then later, if you want to do that, yes, towards the end of the month, as you segue. But I feel like it needs to be a strong Black fist, like on my emojis. A strong Black fist is relevant for Black History Month. Not a light or a pink one. I feel like you need to be taking a stand and saying, this is clearly what the goal is for this month. Now, later on, if you want to join it with kindness and segue into it, that's great. But if you start out the month with, well, we're going to talk about kindness.
It's this week, though. The week before the last week in February. So one would have to have already established some true Black history foundation,
yes,
throughout their class prior to this week. I mean,
yes,
the end of February is next week.
So they would have to be something before that, right? Because I'm not seeing nothing before that.
Well, that's what all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that people are doing it, but I'm just saying if you're going to highlight or make that a focus, one way that one could do that is by teaching inclusiveness and kindness and getting to know people who are unlike you, or appreciating a person's history in order to learn more about that group of people. That's what I mean as far as the marriage of both.
So I thought you were talking about All Lives Matter History Month versus Black Lives Matter History Month. You know what I mean? Because some people use it as a scapegoat. They try to say, oh, well, all history is history. And I feel like that's not what we're talking about this month of February, the shortest month of the year. Like,
I'm thinking if you're intentional, if a teacher is truly woke and intentional and focused on bringing a feeling of equity in their classroom, then if you're a smart teacher who cares, to me, I think there is a way that you could do that without undermining the month itself.
Right. And next month is Women's History Month. So I really would be kind of curious if a teacher were so excited about focusing on Women's History Month, but you never did anything for Black History Month. Like,
I think those are going to be the same teachers. The ones that didn't celebrate Black History ain't going to celebrate themselves either. I mean, if they're a woman, unfortunately. And some of them might do it just as a point. Like, see, we didn't even celebrate women's history, and we're women. You know, like I've heard stuff like that. And so
I saw it. I saw on Instagram. This is just a side note, and there was a cute little girl, little white girl. She had on an astronaut outfit, and she was talking about she was the first woman in space, but she was not Mae Jameson. And I was like, okay. And I was interested to see that because I was like, in my mind, I was like, look how cute. They had a little white girl play Mae Jameson. She doesn't have black makeup on her face. She's not, Afro, but she is a girl and she has a little NASA suit on. And it was not her. And I'm like, what are y'all doing here? What exactly is going on?
So who did they say it was?
Another lady. I don't remember her name. I can Google it. It was not Mae Jameson, though, because I was like, what? I'm so confused as to why you would not use. I don't care who in the Black History program doesn't have to have little black kids in order for them to represent a black character, because plenty of black kids have played Abraham Lincoln before. Like, you didn't have to do whiteface to do that. I don't know.
Have we had plenty of?
Maybe at the all black school when there's no white kids or Hispanic kids to try to. I don't know.
I'm curious about that one.
I don't know. But yeah, that made me think because I was super excited because I was going to talk about that on the podcast about this little girl. She knew her lines. Her mom had zoomed in. And then she, at the end, was like saying who she was. And I was like, wait, I assumed because what kind of program is this that we're running in the month of February? What program would that be?
Right.
Kindness program. It was a historical figure. Why was she not black?
I
don't know, girl, but I mean, we shall see. And I think that we definitely need to, as African American teachers, educators, that we need to go way overboard because clearly people aren't really getting it. And if we're not serving it, then who is?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm about to go off for Women's History Month.
I mean, so some of my teachers are so geeked up about Dr. Seuss.
When is that birthday?
That's coming up. It's March 1st. I'm sorry.
Oh, girl. Okay.
But they are already like getting really amped up about it.
Mm.
So, I was like, so even with that, something that is very controversial as far as the origins of the inspiration or what he was really talking about in the books. Like, so for that to be just the focus in the middle of this, I feel kind of funny. In the middle of this month, I don't know, I've been really trying to work through how I feel about that.
Yeah. And I kind of feel a way about even trying to vocalize it because I feel like we have been screaming for Black History Month forever and ever. And this is like one of the most woke years, except for last year. Last year was more woke than this year. Okay. But like this year is kind of the year of fruition. So like all that work of last year, this year, y'all should already know what it is. And if you don't, then that's even more worrisome than anything. You get that word? Worrisome?
I heard you.
That's from Virginia. That's from Virginia. Worrisome. It's more because it's like, hold up. In the climate that we're in, like people should be watching you and people should be taking note on what it is that you're really all about when you're dealing with any kids. I don't care. I'm not even going to say when you're dealing with black and brown kids. When you're dealing with any kids, you should be aware of what's going on, at least for your influences of them. Like Dr. Seuss really green eggs and ham. Like, I don't understand why he's so special. Can you you don't know why?
This is just, this is my second year in elementary. I do know that we're gonna have a week of dressing up, like all the suits, and it'll be an activity every day. Like,
is it Read Across America? Is that the week? Yeah, Read Across America. So if you're doing Read Across America, could it be some Black history books, some Black written authors, like something? That would be a good.
Dr. Seuss.
Who said?
Somebody somewhere, Lord, made that proclamation, honey.
Okay. All right. Well, I just wonder if there's another month that has 31 days in it that y'all can squeeze in Kindness Day and squeeze in Dr. Seuss Day and all those things. Like, and Valentine's Day.
And President's Day.
How was your Valentine's Day? Side note. Was it good?
I don't remember it really much. I mean, we've talked about this. We don't celebrate.
Yeah.
But it was fine. It was a regular day.
Yeah, it was cute. Yeah. I had a rose and a chocolate in my car. I was so surprised because we don't normally do that. And then I had a meal. That was good. But no, there wasn't a whole bunch of hoopla surrounding it. At the schoolhouse though, Lord.
What was going on?
Why there's a girl in my class who I think this is her first boyfriend, could be her last, because she just made an announcement in the homeroom about her boyfriend. This is her first Valentine's Day with a real boyfriend. She's showing all his cards to everybody that he's given her. Like, he went all out. Why do I have both of them in my class together also? And that boy is defending her. She's a little bit on the rough. She's got rough edges to smooth out. So the fact that she has a boyfriend is like, everybody's like, what? But this boy really is like riding for her. And I promise you, she'll kill somebody for this boy. And it's just a lot. Me and my co-teacher are like, oh, please don't let her ruin this before Valentine's Day. She's so hyped for this boy. But it was cute. I was so happy it finally came. The day came. So I wouldn't see heartbreak or sorrow.
Yeah, because it could have definitely gone the other way now.
Yes. And these kids love to buy things, and I think it's consumerism that bothers me so much. Like, I celebrated this boy, his girlfriend got him this handmade, I think she's a scrapbooker. It was the cutest, like, handmade card. There are pictures on it. You can tell she put so much into it. I went off celebrating how cool that was. And then here go my homeroom. See, all y'all around here buying bears. Y'all don't need to be buying no bears. You need to get the scrapbook. I was like, they're so funny. But I really wanted to express like the fact that it doesn't have anything to do with buying stuff, because that's all they wanted to ask me. What your husband bought you? What you get for Valentine? I'm like, nothing. Y'all stupid.
They don't understand.
They don't. I hope they will.
Yeah. I mean, that doctor did give me a gift. I just kind of forgot. I mean, not that like that, but he bought me things to go in my office at work. So he bought me a nice new candle and some good, great pens, things that an educator loves. And these little cards with like all these inspirational sayings on them and quotes, and the outside one says, "You're doing a freaking amazing job," or something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was. I'm into stuff like that. He knows to get me with words and pens.
Right. That's amazing.
All right, girl. We have not even gotten to the deepest part.
I forgot what it was.
I guess we better sign off and pick up on a new episode. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to contact us, follow us on Insta and Facebook at Sweet Tea and Sunshine Podcast.
If you like what you hear, support us on Patreon. Thanks. Bye.